Welcome to Successfully Ambiguous, the podcast that asks, when opportunity knocks, will you be ready to answer? I'm Christine Brooks Cappadocia, Assistant Vice President of Continuing Studies at York University, where I run one of the largest schools in the country dedicated to helping adults reskill, upskill, and cross-skill. Today, we're going to meet one of the finalists of the International PIEoneer Alumni of the Year Award. This is an award that takes applications from millions of international students, narrows them down to a short list of just 5, and we've got the only Canadian nominee. Today, we're going to meet Gayathri Rajamohan and learn why she was shortlisted, why her dedication to helping other women enter the field of cybersecurity and achieve their educational goals, and the contributions she's made back to the community, back in her home country and in Canada, have earned her this nomination. She also has excellent advice for how international students can hit the ground running and really thrive in their studies. So join me as we open the door and meet Gayathri. Thank you so much for joining us on Successfully Ambiguous.
Thank you so much, Christine, for having me here. It's truly an honor to be here on the podcast and sharing my story. I hope it inspires a few along the way.
For listeners, Gayathri came to speak as our alumni representative in the most recent graduation ceremonies. What made me most proud was you were shaking hands to the new graduates just behind me, and how many were so inspired by what you had to say as a
Yeah.
graduate and congratulating you on your success.
Yeah, that was actually a big moment for me. I felt so proud and I was so happy. Like right after going home, back home, I was telling everybody, "Oh my God, like people really did watch me giving a speech and they were congratulating me back. It was so great."
So it wasn't just that you gave a really inspiring graduation speech. It's you are shortlisted and the only Canadian student shortlisted or graduate shortlisted at any Canadian institution for the PIEoneer International Alumni of the Year Award, which is a huge, huge honor just to even make the shortlist, right? There's only 5 people globally. You're representing York and your tremendous work before and after.
I feel so grateful for you guys for nominating me for uh, considering or recognizing my work.
Like many people who are international students, you've decided to pursue a different life in a different career in a new country, which takes a tremendous amount of bravery. But and you're also one of a far too small segment of women in technology trades and cybersecurity. But then you've used those experiences to support women both in Canada, well, globally with your is it ladies leading cyber ladies, and also back in your
Home country, yeah.
home province to
Yeah.
help inspire others. Tell me what makes you do that, and what tell me about that experience.
So I'm always passionate about giving back to the community. So I don't know. I think it has always been in the family. Like my father is a Rotarian, and he also gives a lot back to the community, helping the poor people, paying off tuition fees, whatever he can. So, and I guess that actually it's just in the genes, I would say, or I've seen, seen my father doing it while I was growing up. So my sister and I, we used to do a lot of volunteering work. We also joined Rotaract, and then we were when we were in India, like I used to be an animal rescuer. So yeah, all that paid off, and I myself graduating from I did my undergrad in a women's college, and I see a lot of circumstances where women from different backgrounds come together and they did their best, got graduated, and that motivated me a lot actually. I see a lot of people who came from rural areas as well. My classmates, they were from rural areas. They didn't have basic background in technology, and they nailed it. They learned and they put the artwork and they nailed it. So I thought if I can put those together and inspire or talk to a girl, or tell a girl that my friend did this, definitely I'm going to bring up another or help another girl grow in the tech. So that's how it started actually.
And that's fantastic. We hear over and over again when we're working to provide access that one of the first barriers is the ability to see yourself in that situation, right? That's
Yeah.
why representation matters so
Yeah, definitely.
much. What I'm finding in this podcast as we talk to, the heads of CEOs of tech companies and whatnot, there's the most common thread is giving back.
While giving back to the community, I talk to a lot of people and I learn a lot from them as well. It's not just me sharing the knowledge, I learn from them back. So that is actually a very good thing to do. I hope everybody does that actually.
People who haven't had the opportunity to have their lives enriched through volunteerism don't often understand that yes, there's some initial it's like any relationship, there's some initial risk and courage to form a relationship.
Yeah.
We gain so much.
Yeah, we gain a lot actually. One, we learn a lot from them. Like as we share the knowledge, we learn a lot from them, and you also feel so grateful that you were able to do it. You have a satisfaction, a fulfillment. That is actually you can't mention or measure it actually.
What do you wish you knew at the beginning of your journey?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Christine. So, fortunately, when I moved to Canada, when I was planning to move to Canada, my fiance was already here in Canada. So he kind of explained me how what to expect in Canada. So he told me that he talked about the differences between India's education system and Canada's, and that's the major thing that actually came out. Sorry, which helped me a lot actually, because in India, like we it was not easy for us to uh, go to our professors and talk because it was a formal conversation. And here I felt that the conversation or the way that we address our professors is just by the name, right? So, for example, I'm calling you as Christine and I'm not calling you as a ma'am or a madam. And that is actually giving me a lot more bond or confidence to talk to you back, right?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, back in India, we used to call our professors, we address them as sir or ma'am. So that is actually giving a gap or building a gap between the teacher and student thing, right? So I felt that that should actually it takes a lot of time, definitely, for us to call our professors or the elders by their names. But it was just so great because when I started calling my professors here at York with their name, I felt so, I felt them to be so approachable. They were able to clarify my doubts, and um, even they were able to guide me through what I can do further after the education. So that's the main thing. So, and the other thing is like, I would like to people know that uh, you have to be bold enough to talk or ask for help. No one, like, I've seen a lot of them who doesn't ask for help, and that is actually a major drawback coming to a new country, uh, or else you'll get stranded, right? In without any support or anything. So
Well,
coming
and
here,
that's something domestic students fall into too, right?
yeah, yeah,
All of us fall
definitely.
into that.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
ask for help, will they think I'm foolish? Well, in many
Mhm.
cases, if you don't ask for help, not only will you not learn,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
that's seen as a sign of not having confidence.
Asking out help is actually the major thing. And I was just randomly talking to a stranger asking help. If I don't know how to tap or press to a card, I used to ask them, am I tapping it correctly? It's just a simple matter, but yet I took a minute to build a conversation with the person, right? So that next time the person will remember me whenever he taps press to. So that is there, yeah. So asking out help will definitely um, help you a lot because you're new to the country. You don't know what to do or what not to do. So asking help is much better. And there are a lot of forums also which is actually helping for the immigrants, for the international students. I remember my classmates approaching York International for help actually. So most of the colleges will have this. Most of the colleges and university will have this. I guess students should know what is there and try to approach the correct person for help.
No one is reluctant to help you in any situation. You gave the example of the Presto card.
Yeah.
I navigated the train and bus system in Italian last week and
Oh,
needed some help.
yeah, yeah.
Not my language, it's not my first language. So, and even just there's so many unwritten rules and things. Oh, everybody knows you tap here to do with your Presto card to do this. Well, no, not everybody knows. There's different systems and things.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You're now teaching for us, which is
Yeah.
how does that how has your experience as a student shaped your instruction?
That's actually a great question. I've never imagined to be in this position, first of all, as a teaching assistant. Currently, I have assisted two of the professors for two courses, and it was a tremendous experience, or I would say that it's a remarkable experience for me because I was in that position already as a student. I was a student before, and coming back and helping out the students who came in just like me is actually a very good experience. It's just like giving back to the university, actually. So, yeah, I learned a lot from the professors, the way they teach, and I was able to help with whatever I know. I was able to help the students whenever they felt stuck or when they had concerns, I was able to help them. So that actually made me so happy, and I learned a lot from the students as well.
You do learn a lot in teaching students, and particularly that's one of the principles of adult education, right? Is that
Yeah.
the entire classroom is contributing to the knowledge. Our instructors learn, and when I have the privilege to be in the classroom, which is far too rare, I learn a lot from the community that's
Yeah.
established there.
The mindset that I get when I prepare for those classes is totally different because before it was for me and it was only for me. Now I have to guide students who are similar to me, who has come here, like me, international students. So it was actually a great experience, I would say.
You and I will be in London, England for your hopefully win of the PI Alumni Award. What was that experience like for you?
When I got the news that I got selected as a finalist, it was I couldn't believe actually. When I got the mail, I had to reread it multiple times to confirm that I've been nominated as a finalist or selected as a finalist. So it, I couldn't believe it was so exciting. It was an emotional moment when I confirmed, oh, okay, I'm going to go and represent York University. I'm going to represent Canada. It was so excited, emotional, and a mixture of emotional and excitement. So instantly I had to call my family, who were also there to they were the supporters.
You've already won in my mind. Let's take you from 5-1. Best in the world would be lovely, but you've
Yeah.
already won.
Yeah,
Gayathri, I
fingers
want to.
crossed.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure that our conversation will inspire others to get out there and volunteer, give back, ask. A lot of great
Yeah.
lessons here.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me again on the podcast.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Successfully Ambiguous. Be sure to leave your comments below or find me on LinkedIn and ask your career questions. Like or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And join us for the next episode so that when opportunity knocks, you'll be ready to answer.